today we are going to start the inside of a gallery in 2-point perspective. If you're looking at this outline here, you can see that these two walls are facing forward. This wall is facing towards the right. This wall is facing towards the left, right, and left. Let's begin. The first thing I want you to do is measure along the right-hand side of your paper. And we're going to do a 1/2 inch from the top, and then also a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and create a dash for each one. Here's my dashes. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the left-hand side. We're going to count a 1/2 inch from the top, and then also a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and make a dash. We're then going to draw 2 horizontal lines connecting these dashes, and these are going to be part of our guidelines. So we're going to draw this really, really lightly. And at the bottom here. Go. All right, so next we're going to draw this vertical line through the middle. Notice it stops along the top guideline and the bottom guideline. I'm not measuring for the middle of my paper. You can if you want to, but it's really not necessary. Okay, so once I have that, then I'm going to draw my 2 other vertical lines. So notice that these are for the corners, this corner here and this corner here. So all in all, we're going to have 3 corners that we can see. Okay, so one of the things that I normally start off with when I'm drawing in perspective is our horizon line. So let's go ahead and put that in. Our horizon line will eventually be erased, but it's always kind of nice to have that in. So make sure that you draw it in lightly. And then since this is done in 2-point perspective, we're going to need 2 vanishing points. So here's one on the left and another on the right. Okay. Next, we're going to draw guidelines from the front corner that's in the middle to both receding lines. Or sorry, to both vanishing points. I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to draw it. I'm going to be drawing lightly so that way I can erase these extra guidelines later on pretty easily. So some of them will stay, some of them will leave. Just try and draw as light as you can until you figure out what's going to stay and what will need to be erased. All right, your paper should look something like this. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw from the right side of this vertical line, the right side of the paper, this vertical line, to the left vanishing point. Notice how I have it lined up. However, I am not drawing all the way. I'm stopping where this line meets. another. I'm stopping right there instead of drawing all the way through. I could always draw all the way through, but I know that anything after this point is going to be erased. I'm just saving a step there. I'm going to line it up from my right line to the left vanishing point. And then I'm going to stop. All right, so here we're going to draw our vertical line to where our receding lines stopped. This will be the back right corner. I'm going to line up my ruler. And draw that vertical line. This line is this line. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here on the left side of my paper. So I'm going to connect this left vertical line to my right vanishing point. I stopped because I didn't want to cross over here. This will just be extra erasing if I draw all the way through. I need to draw from the top now to the right vanishing point. I'm going to draw and stop. And now I'm going to connect these two lines with my vertical line. Okay, so as you can see, I have my walls drawn in. So I'm going to take this opportunity to erase my extra guidelines that I no longer need. Okay. Oh, don't let me forget this. Okay, so now we have our walls for our gallery. Okay, inside a gallery, you're going to need at least one pedestal for a sculpture and at least one bench for people to sit. So I'm gonna start with my sculpture over here. Okay, so I have my pedestal. Once again, I'm gonna start with a vertical line, just like you see here. This pedestal will also be in 2-point perspective. So here's my vertical line. The corner of the pedestal is facing me. Now I'm gonna draw my receding lines. I'm gonna draw one. Notice I just lined it up, but I didn't draw it all the way. And then I'm going to draw two. Okay. Now I need to draw my receding lines over to the left, or sorry, the right. One. Notice I didn't draw all the way. I just have it lined up. Two. Okay, so the size of your pedestal determines the size of your artwork. So I think I would like to have something simple. So I'm gonna make my pedestal narrow so I can have a small sculpture on it. I'm drawing my finishing lines. These lines are vertical and parallel to the original line, as you can see there. Now, the spot that I'm missing is the top of this pedestal. So we're going to draw the top. I'm lining it up, as you can see here, and then lining it up, as you can see here, to the left. I'm just going to stop right there. Okay, So now I have some extra guidelines that I want to erase. Okay, and now let's draw a stool for guests to sit on. So the first thing that I need to draw is a vertical line, but since this is a stool, it's going to be short so people can sit on it easily. I'm going to start with my vertical line over here on the right side. Okay, and now I'm going to draw my receding lines. I'm lining this up to my left vanishing point. I'm not going to draw all the way over there, but I will have it lined up for as long as I want to draw it. So I have 2 going over there, so I have 1 more to do. There we go. Now I have 1 more over here on the right, to the right vanishing point. Okay, so right now we have our 4 vanishing points, 2 going into to each vanishing point, on the one on the left, 1 on the right. We're going to make this bench longer here. So I need my finishing line, and that just goes in between. Finishing line on the right. Gotta make sure my paper or my ruler is parallel. Okay, so we're missing the top of the bench. So we'll draw from the right finishing line to the left vanishing point, and then from the left finishing line to the right vanishing point. Now, this is just fine for your stool or your bench for someone to sit. However, if you wanted to add something like pillows on top, or if you wanted to add armrests, you can always do that as well. Okay, so now let's talk artwork. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walls. You will need at least 8 paintings or canvases on the wall. So let's start with the walls that are facing left. So this is facing left, which means everything on this wall will be drawn to this vanishing point. And this is also facing left. This wall will also be going to this vanishing point. Let's make a large canvas on the bigger wall. As you can see, I already have one here. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with the vertical line on the right. So this canvas will fill most of the wall. Okay, and then we're going to take our receding lines from this vertical line to the left vanishing point, because it is on a wall that is facing left. So I'm going to draw, but stop. So I have it lined up, and I'm going to draw, and I'm going to stop, because I don't need to go all the way over there. I just need to make sure that it's lined up correctly. Then I'm going to draw another vertical line here at the end of the canvas to show that this is my artwork. Okay, so this right here. Now it doesn't have any depth to it. It looks flat like a poster. So we need to add this part of the canvas to show its thickness. I'm going to line my ruler up. This is what we're gonna do to create some depth. So we're gonna draw a little tick mark. So notice that my ruler is touching the right vanishing point, but I only drew just a small amount. And do the tick mark at the top. And then we're going to connect these two. All right, so this will be one canvas. If you draw a canvas or artwork on this wall that's facing outwards or this wall that's facing outwards, you will draw it flat facing forward, since this part of the wall is technically facing us. When you're drawing over here, I want you to think about what an artwork might look like if it was coming off the side of your screen. So maybe it's a photograph of this gallery and whoever took the picture didn't quite get everything in. So we have this artwork where we can see the left side, but we cannot see the right because it's coming off the screen. And this will just be a 2 canvas wall, even though we can't see all of it. Okay, now let's talk about the walls that are facing right. If this is facing right and this one is facing right, that means that this wall and this wall, their canvas will be facing the right vanishing point. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an example here, and then I think you'll be ready to work on your own, designing your canvases. So I'm going to start here. And here. Okay, I'm going to do one long horizontal canvas. And then I'm going to do, you know what, I might just do 3 and we'll do a triptych. So here is, let's do it another way. So we want the side of the canvas to be vertical and parallel to the side of the building. It'd be nice to have these hanging all in a row. Okay, so then next we're going to use our ruler, match it up to the vanishing point that's on the right hand side of our paper. Now notice the angle is changing as I'm drawing. Because the vanishing point is on the horizon line, and now I'm drawing at the bottom of the wall. Okay, and then we'll match these up too. Okay, so right now we look like we have 3 posters on the wall. We want to make sure that we give them some depth, like this big canvas. So we'll use our left vanishing point for the little tack marks. We'll just draw a dash. A dash. Okay, and then we'll need 2 more for this bottom painting. And then the finishing line for this side. Okay, and so you will just keep repeating this process until you have your canvases all over each walls. Like I said, you should have 8 total canvases. Have fun.